we are in the QBO gym. And the QBO gym is a place where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios, and to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you are looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you'd like to do some of these on your own, take a little bit more of a deeper dive, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. But let's get into today's exercise, which is coming from our May Year 1 cardio section, where we really focus on those basic skills. At the top here is an animated video to give you a synopsis of what is going on in Craig's world this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive pre-assessment quiz that does relate to the video up above. Below that are all of the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here, after you have gone through all of the exercises in this section, you will unlock some sample marketing posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everybody what you have learned so far. So let's dive into today's exercise, where we are going to practice setting up late fees and sending invoices. Go ahead and click on that link to have it pulled up for you. I have the exercise here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through the scenario. Craig asks you to send an invoice to Freeman Sporting Goods for 1 rock fountain and 3 hours of installation at $70 per hour. They always pay late, and so he has set their terms to net 10 with an additional 5% fee of the remaining invoice balance charged every day they are late. So let's see how we would set this up. You will need to be in the sample company to do this exercise. If you are not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, be sure to click on the link in the description. I have the sample company here on the left side of my screen. This is the dashboard, and when you sign in, this is what it will look like. So let's go ahead and get started with the exercise. Late fees are handled in both system-wide and individual customer levels. First, you will need to turn on the feature in Account and Settings. It's important to note that once it is turned on, QBO will assign the late fee schedule you set up to all customers. While you can disable it for any customer to which it doesn't apply, you have to do this individually. You cannot disable several customers at once. So if you have something set up for system-wide here in this Account and Settings, and you want to remove it for customers, you have to go into each customer profile and remove it. But once it is turned on, you can set an individual late fee schedule per customer that is different than the one set up in the Account and Settings, which is what we are going to do for this exercise. Now, finally here, note that the late fee will not apply to invoices that are already outstanding or are in a closed period. So just keep that in mind. It's only for new invoices that you create after you set up that late fee schedule. And if you want to know more about the late fees, there is this link right here. It takes you to an article that Intuit provides, giving you more information about late fees. So feel free to click on that if you want some more information. But let's get started with the exercise. To get it set up, we need to first click on the gear icon and then select Account and Settings. The gear icon is on the top right corner. Click on that. And then under your company, select Account and Settings. We're going to need to go to the Sales tab. So let's click on that. It's over here on the left side of the screen. And then we're going to scroll down until we get to this late fees section. Go ahead and click anywhere on that section to make it editable. Alternatively, you could also click on this pencil icon. Let's go ahead and turn on the default charge applied to overdue invoices. Go ahead and click on that toggle right there. When it turns green, that's how you know that it has been turned on. Now, as mentioned before, turning on and setting up the late fee schedule in Account and Settings will apply it to all customers. So for this purpose, we will just make the default setting a flat fee of $30 charged once per invoice. And then we'll go back and we'll customize this in the record for Freeman. So in here, currently it is selected as flat fee, so we're going to leave that as is. In the amount field, we want to type 30 for $30. And then we're going to once again leave that frequency as is because it is once per invoice. If I click down here, there's a couple of other options, but we're going to keep it here for the default as once per invoice. Now, as a note here, QBO will automatically add a late fee product to the products and services list. You can see that right here. This will automatically be applied to any outstanding invoices when they become overdue. So if you wanted to change the name, you could do that here, but this is what will automatically be created for us in that products and services list. So it's all set up here in the accountant settings. Let's go ahead and click on the green Save button. And then we're going to click on the green Done button, which is down here on the bottom right corner of the sample company. And now that it has been set up and turned on, let's go ahead and change the settings for Freeman Sporting Goods. From the left navigation bar, we're going to hover over Customers and Leads and then select Customers. So that is over here on the left side. It's about halfway down. Hover over Customers and Leads, select Customers. And then we want to scroll down on the list and find Freeman Sporting Goods. So we're going to scroll down until we find them. It's not too far down. Once you do, you need to go ahead and click on them. And the reason that we are going into their customer profile is because we are going to be adjusting the fee schedule directly or specifically to Freeman Sporting Goods. So that's why we needed to come to this spot. Now, if you get any pop-ups like this, go ahead and click out of them. QBO is just trying to give you extra information about this area. I'm also going to collapse this bar here by clicking on these three lines in the arrow, just so you can see my screen a little bit better. Feel free to leave yours open or you can close it as well. So let's go to that late fees tab by clicking on it. It is right here. Go ahead and click on that. And as you can see, currently it is defaulting to what we just set up in the accountant settings, that flat fee of $30 per or once per invoice. So let's go ahead and customize it. Click on the button next to customize. And now we can make some adjustments here. We're going to click on the button next to percentage of remaining balance, because if you remember from the scenario, he is charging them 5% of the remaining balance every single day that they are late. So we need to have that reflected here on this schedule. So we have that button selected here. Let's go ahead in the percent field, type 5 for that 5%. And then the frequency we are going to select per day. Now, as a note here, since Craig is already giving Freeman 10 days to pay and likely longer for other customers, he does not need to include an additional grace period. So we're going to leave that field as is. That would be right here. Currently, it's selected as none. You could make adjustments if you wanted to for different customers, but since they are always late and the whole purpose of this late fee schedule is to hopefully get Freeman to start paying on time, we're not going to have a grace period here. So we're going to leave that as is and just click on the green Save button. And you can see that it has now been saved. And it says changes for this will apply the following day. So anything that we create now after this, that late fee schedule that we have just created here will apply towards it. So while we're in the Freeman's record, let's go ahead and change the terms so that every time you create an invoice for them, it will automatically be set to net 10 as Craig requested. And this just means that they have 10 days to pay it. So to make that adjustment, we're going to click on Edit, which is the white button right there. And then we're going to scroll down to the Payments section, and then in the Terms field, select Net 10. So scroll down a little bit. You can see the headings here. Here is Payments. Here is the Terms field. Click on that, and then select Net 10. And then you can go ahead and click on the green Save button. And now that has been saved. And now that the late fee structure and the terms are all set up, now we can go ahead and send the invoice to Freeman. So to do that, we're going to do it directly from the customer's profile right here by clicking on New Transaction and then selecting Invoice. That is the green button right here. Click on that. Invoice is the first one listed. And when it comes up, you can see that all of their information is already showing up for us. And that's because we created this invoice directly from the customer's profile. You'll notice here that the correct terms are here and the late fee schedule has been applied. Now, if you want to know more about what late fees, more information about that late fee schedule, just click on this right here where it says late fees applied, and you see this informational box here. It tells you that 5% of remaining balance daily with no grace period, which is exactly what we wanted. So we are all good to go and start filling out this invoice. So I'm going to click that X. So in the first line on the product service field, we're going to select Rock Fountain. So click into it. You can click the down arrow and scroll. It's the fourth one down here. Once you click it, all the information will appear for you. And then we also need to add in that installation. So on the second row in the product service field, let's select installation. Click into it. You can this time either scroll or you can go ahead and type in the way that I just did. Once you find it, go ahead and select installation. And remember, he did 3 hours of installation. So in that quantity field, let's go ahead and type a 3. And then the rate for this is a little different than what's here right now. It was $70 an hour. So let's adjust that in the rate field. Click into it, type 70. When you hit the tab key over, you will see that QBO has made the calculation for you. 3 times 70 equals 210. And so now this is all good to go and ready to send to Freeman Sporting Goods. Now, in a real life scenario, you could click on save and send, but because this is the sample company and we can't actually send invoices, we're just going to click on save and close. So to get to that green button down here says save and send, click on the arrow next to it, select save and close. And that invoice has now been saved, and that is it. That is how you would set up the late fees and then go ahead and send out the invoice. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We move through the cardio section with our next exercise where we practice receiving payments. And I will see you in the next video.